Hi, and welcome to this edition of the SAU Report. I'm Joanna Eaton.
And I'm DeCarlo Collins.
Today with us we have Erica Lopez, a senior HKR major here at SAU. Erica, you've been at SAU for a while now. Could you tell us what brought you here to SAU?
Well, actually, it's a pretty long story, but to make it short, I was at Navarro Junior College in Corsicana, Texas. I was there on a dance scholarship. And my sophomore year, I met this boy named Chris McGarry, and he ended up becoming my boyfriend. And when it was time to graduate, I wanted to go to school in Texas, but you know, love takes you other places. So SAU had recruited Chris to play baseball, so he ended up coming here. And about 2 weeks before school started, I decided, why not Arkansas? So I took that leap of faith, and that's how I ended up at SAU.
You said you went to junior college, so how you compare it to SAU from when you was down there?
They're pretty much the same. The housing at Navarro was a lot different because they had apartment-style suites as opposed to single rooms and community bathrooms. So that aspect was great. It was a little bit more personal and private. As far as education goes, the class sizes were the same. Faculty was pretty much the same. Everybody was friendly. I don't know if it's a southern thing or whatever, but there wasn't much difference between the Texas and Arkansas aspect of education.
How did that town of Corsicana compare to the town of Magnolia?
That is the same. They're both small, both not much to do, so a lot of time was spent on campus, as it is here at SAU. But the town of Corsicana, that's where Navarro is located, I noticed that it did support the college as it does here at SAU, so those aspects are the same, but pretty much the town sizes, they're exactly the same.
You just live pretty far away from your parents. Do you get to talk to them or see them very often?
I talk to them all the time on the phone. Living 13 hours away is really hard, but like I said, we do talk regularly. I do miss them. I do want to go home, but I do get to go home once every Christmas. I don't go home for Thanksgiving, but I do go home for the Christmas break. And I do go home sometimes during spring break, depending on what my plans are for that year.
Coming from South Texas, I know you miss your friends too. Was it hard for you to make friends here?
No, actually it wasn't. I don't know if that's just how I was brought up, because I'm an Army brat, and I'm used to moving to different places and having to readjust to different schools and different friends. So that aspect wasn't very hard. Plus the fact that I'm in different organizations, that brought a lot of friends in, and living in the residence halls, definitely, I got to know a lot of people, so I made friends from there.
Did it take you a while, like most college students, to figure out what you wanted your major to be?
It did. At Navarro, I majored in secondary education, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. And then when I came to SAU, I realized that's kind of what I want to do, but it didn't have the dance aspect, and that's more what I'm interested in. So I changed over to health, kinesiology, and recreation, so I could have that dance aspect in my major. But yeah, at first I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and it turned out I didn't. And now I'm questioning my field again, but I'm pretty sure.
Tell us a little bit about your major, and why did you choose it from compared to your last major in your old college?
Well, my major is, like I said, health, kinesiology, and recreation. And it's a teaching field. My supporting field is health, so I will be certified to be a health teacher as well as a coach. Many people in the field choose to coach basketball, football, etc., whatever, but my field isn't offered here at SAU, but with the kinesiology background, I'll be able to get a job and then get a dance certification at another school. I chose that because one day I want to have my own dance team and be the director of it, and I thought that adding the kinesiology aspect instead of just the education would help me better find a job after graduation.
What has been some of the harder classes that you've had to take dealing with your major?
Well, anatomy and physiology, it was perceived to be hard, but I think I had heard the rumor that it was hard, and so I really attacked it and I studied hard, and so it didn't come across that hard, but But it's a tough class. It's a thick book that it is covered, and that's one of the harder ones. Now that I'm in the upper level classes, I wouldn't say they're hard, but they're really hands-on. And so that's hard if people aren't used to that. But working with people, I'm semi-used to that, so it's not that hard anymore.
Excuse me. I know the core curriculum changed a lot in different fields, especially mine. What type of classes do you have to take now for your major?
Well, the basics are the same. Actually, one difference that I had to take from my junior college was at my junior college, the core curriculum only required art or music, and here it's both. So that I had to adjust to. But other than that, excuse me, the HKR field, you have certain skills classes. You have skills 1 through skills 4, and in those classes, that's where you take your, you participate in, like skills 4 is swimming, golf, tennis, and dance. And you actually get in the pool and you learn the skills that you're going to be teaching a health class or a physical education class one day. And so that's one interesting class HKR offers, because you're not just sitting in a classroom with a book, you're actually partaking in the skills that are necessary for a physical educator. So.
I know you had to, one class, you had to travel to different schools and view the teaching styles of other teachers. How do you think that helped you?
It helped a lot because it got us out into the real world to see what teachers nowadays are dealing with and what the students are like nowadays. And another good thing about that class was I want to teach on the secondary level, and what I observed was second grade and kindergarten. So, excuse me, it opened me up to a discipline that I was like, well, I don't really want to teach the little ones. But then when I got in there, I was like, well, it's an option. So the class was a real eye-opener. It exposed me to a lot of things that I know I'm going to deal with in my future as an educator, and so it really, really helped.
With the incoming senior coming in and they get the ideal of this is what they want to do as a major, what advice would you give them?
I would say to take your core classes, of course, as soon as possible. So that just leaves your upper level and your HKR related courses, because they all go together. Like skills 1 and skills 2 are only offered in the fall. So if you wait on that, you're going to get kind of thrown off when you get to skills 2 and 4. So, and of course, excuse me, the advisors recommend that as well. But basically, just jump right into it. Like I said, it's a lot of hands-on work. So be prepared to get physical, and you're not just going to go in there with a pen and paper like any other normal field.
Where and what do you hope to do after you graduate?
Hopefully I'll be somewhere in Texas, because, that's my home. Maybe if a surrounding school in Arkansas has a drill team position open, I would definitely look into that. But my plans are to teach health in a fairly large school. I don't think I want to go back home to South Texas, because there's just really not a big variation of different people there. It's really just Hispanics, and I'm looking forward to work with different cultures. That's what I'm used to now. But if the school that I'm at does not have a dance program, I will try to go to administration and propose that one be started, so I can start my own traditions, and so the community will have entertainment at football games and pep rallies. But those are my plans, either to take on an existing dance program or to start one of my own.
With SAU being very small compared to a lot of other schools around Arkansas and plus Texas and other places, do you feel that there's enough experience and plus enough education given from SAU to help you reach your goal?
I do, because size doesn't really matter. It's what is in the school, it's the quality of the school. And since SAU brings in different people from all, we have so many internationals and so many Texans and just people from all over, I think that contributes to the school. Excuse me. And so it cannot be a negative. It's only going to benefit the campus. So I definitely think people can get what they need, what kind of education they're looking for here at SAU.
You mentioned a lot about dance, and I know that you're the captain of SAU's pretty much new dance team. Could you tell us a little about them?
Okay. We are called the Southern Strutters. This is the second year in existence. Director is Tara Kirkendall. She owns TAP's Dance Studio here in Magnolia. We're a performance group. We perform at halftime at football games, we perform at pep rallies, and halftime at basketball. We're more traditional dance team with kicks and palm routines. We don't compete yet, but like you said, we're new, and we're gonna get to that level one of these days. But pretty much, we're just a performance group here, a spirit squad for SAU.
I know y'all look for experience in your dance team, but with someone that has no dancing experience, would it be hard for them to join the team?
Well, I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be the easiest thing for them. Of course, it would be easier if somebody had already been on a high school dance team or even a junior college dance team like myself, but it's nothing impossible at the same time. A lot of girls come up to me and they ask me, well, what do you need to try out? And I tell them, I said, well, you need all these technical dance terms, and they kind of get scared and they kind of freak out, and I said, wait, I'm more than happy to help you. I've helped people on this campus. We've gone to the gym. I said, this is a leap, this is a split, this is what you need to do, and they've made the team. It's helped them. So we're always here to help because we want a big team one day, and we want a lot of girls. So it would be a little difficult for somebody who's never danced, but if they start training early and if they start stretching early, they have a good chance of making the team.
Are scholarships offered with this organization?
Yes, there are. We have 10 scholarships at $1,000 a piece. So right now, basically every girl is on scholarship.
You have to keep a certain GPA?
Yes, you have to have a 2.0 GPA with 12 hours, which is considered a full-time student. And that's you have to have a 2.0 semester as well. So you have to keep your grades up to be on the dance team.
How has it been this year with the band playing your music?
It's been great. It's been so good. Our first year, we performed to a tape that was broadcast over the loudspeaker. And that was different for me because in high school, we performed with the band. And so that's what I was used to. And even at my junior college, we performed with the band. And I came here, and it was really, really different. But the band has been wonderful, and I do want to thank J.P. Wilson and the rest of the band because they didn't have to play our music, but they wanted to, and they were happy to help us, and so it was great. Practicing with the band every Saturday morning was good because that's when we got to figure out the right tempo for that game that night. But I hope that's something that will continue every year and hopefully just get better and better. But it's been a blessing to perform with the band.
Okay. You said you were on a dance team at your junior college. How did that one compare to the one you're on now?
There are subtle differences. The team at my junior college, we started off big, and then we dropped down to about 11 girls. And here at SAU, we've started with about 11, 12. So the size isn't, it's about the same. Differences in dance styles did occur. At my junior college, we were a little bit more provocative. We did more of the hip hop and the funk routines. Here at SAU, we do more traditional kicks and palm routines. And it's not a bad thing. Traditional is good. That's what drill teams are known for. At Navarro, we also did compete. We traveled to Daytona Beach, and we competed in the National Cheerleaders and Dance Team Competition, which was broadcast on ESPN. So that was real exciting, and we were ranked 9th in the nation. So, it was really exciting. And here we haven't done that yet, but we're brand new, and like I said, we will one day compete.
You're becoming you're a senior now, and your days here at SAU is shortening up.
Yeah.
But do you think the Southern Strutters will continue its tradition on after you leave?
I definitely hope so. I have a lot of faith in this team. I know each and every team member has a lot of heart in our team. So I don't see why it wouldn't continue. Hopefully the administration is behind the Strutters. I know we get a lot of compliments from faculty, which we really appreciate because every performance, we do keep the audience in mind. Why are they going to like this? Or, what do we need to do better to perfect our routine? So I don't see why it wouldn't, unless maybe cutbacks in the school would occur, but I'm sure maybe it would just be turned into some kind of club or something where I just know that the girls would do it for free without a scholarship. I know they would because I know I would. So I don't see why it wouldn't continue. I hope it does.
Hope so too. Okay, you work for a program called Upward Bound. Could you tell us what that is?
Upward Bound is a student for high schoolers, 10th through 12th grade. They're first-generation college students, meaning that they're the first in their family to go to college. They come to SAU, I think it's every Wednesday, and they take classes. They take just basic classes to get them prepared for college, so that way when they do come, they have a better chance of staying and graduating, as opposed to somebody who doesn't have that preparation.
What role do you play in Upward Bound?
My job is described as a peer counselor, and what that is every summer Upward Bound sponsors a 6-week program at SAU, and the students come and they live in the residence halls, and then they take classes, and it's pretty much an all-day job, a 24/7 job. We supervise the kids in the hall. We take them to different recreational activities like the SAU swimming pool and the tennis courts and the track and so on. But basically we're there to be a friend, we're there to be a counselor, we're there just to give guidance to these students that come and live on a college campus for the first time.
Do you try to keep in touch with the students that you counsel?
I do. I get a lot of emails from them and I email them back. We're going to try to get together and go out to eat or something pretty soon, hopefully. I also run into some of the kids at SAU basketball games. They come out, they're so happy with the campus and they meet so many new people, college kids included, that they want to come and be a part of it already, even though they probably still have like 2 years in high school. They're ready to come and be a college student.
Being a counselor for Upward Bound, does it help you becoming a better teacher?
I think it will, because it's given me a chance to talk to students nowadays instead of just, hi, how are you doing? I get to counsel them. I'm in no way means a professional counselor, and our job isn't supposed to be that. It's supposed to be exactly what it says, a peer counselor. So they tell me their problems, what kind of problems they're having nowadays. So hopefully I can apply that to when I do graduate and I do have my own classroom. Maybe I'll be, oh, well, she's going through what one of my past Upward Bound kids went through. So I definitely think it will benefit me when I do have my own classroom.
Does the school pay for you to do this?
The school does offer room and board during the summer for the 6-week program. It offers 3 hours tuition paid, and it offers 20 hours a week work study. So it's a really good deal, but the benefits are much more than the room and board and tuition. The benefits are working with the kids and being that role model for them.
Saying that, would you consider, let's say if somebody came to you and said, with the Upward Bound program, would you do it for free?
I would. I think I would. I mean, it would take a lot of thought, but I've been a peer counselor for 2 years now, and I'm hopefully it'll be my third. If I get rehired again, you never know. But I really would, because, like I said, the benefits are just tremendous. These kids really look up to you. They really listen to you. You have your troubles every now and then. Kids are going to be kids, but you have to be the adult and be the more responsible one and learn from them as well as them learning from you. But I would do it.
Okay. You've recently pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded in January 15th, 1908 at Howard University. Our colors are apple green and salmon pink. Our symbol is the ivy leaf. Our motto is by culture, by merit, and we believe in service to all mankind.
What type of community projects do you work with?
Nationwide in October is our coat drive. We gather up coats for the needy, obviously. That was a success. We also do highway cleanup. We have a stretch of highway designated for us, and we go on a Saturday morning. And there's a lot of trash on that highway, so it's not an easy job. So we go and we pick up the trash. Actually, this coming Monday, we're going to go. We've adopted some families in Magnolia, some less fortunate families, and we're going to go and give them some Christmas supplies and things that they need. We've also adopted a school in McNeil, and we're going to go and distribute school supplies for the less fortunate kids in McNeil. So we do a lot of community service.
Okay, tell us about step competitions and how was your first step competition?
Stepping was interesting because I've never done it before. You know, this is my first year being a Greek, and in a traditionally Black Greek organization is what I'm in, and so stepping is a big part of their culture. And so it was something, I've always loved to dance, and stepping is it's somewhat like dance, but at the same time it's a little bit different. But it was really interesting, and I had a lot of fun. We competed in the SAU Homecoming Greek Show, and we won first place. And we competed in Pine Bluff, and we did a good job there too. But it's a fun thing.
Yeah, I was at that show too, and I was real proud of y'all when I saw it.
Thank you.
Being Hispanic, and I know you probably get this question a lot. Do you feel like it's a lot of pressure in being a minority in an African American sorority?
I do, and that's something I had to really think about before I decided to pledge. Excuse me. I do get a lot of questions. Well, why did you pledge Alpha Kappa Alpha? You know, it's traditionally African American sorority. I do get sometimes, not very often, but sometimes I do get negative remarks like, "Oh, you're just trying to be African American and whatever," and that's not what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do. But you know, then I sit and I talk with them and I educate them about why I made the decision I did, and they understand and support me. But I do get a lot of questions about that.
A major duty you have here at SAU is being a resident hall assistant. Could you tell us how that came about, why you chose to do that?
Actually, and I know a lot of college students will agree with this, spending time in the SAU residence halls is great, but the rooms are a little small sometimes. And so originally, I'm not going to lie, my first reason for wanting to be an RA was, I was like, I want my own room. I want a private room. But it's much more to it than that. That was like I said, that was the reason at first, but then it became more of I want to get involved in the residence hall. That's what my reasons formed into once I saw exactly what RA does.
What are your duties as a RA?
As a RA, I'm assigned a certain amount of girls that I have to look over. Not necessarily babysit or anything like that, but just make sure that their stay in the residence hall is as comfortable as possible. We're trying to make it their home away from home. And it's not just those girls that I'm assigned to as well that I have to look over, it's the whole hall. You know, there's a staff of in my hall there's 11 RAs, including myself, and we are responsible for every girl in that hall, whether it's from she needs a light bulb to she's thinking about suicide. You know, it's somewhat like the peer counselor job, it's just with our own college students. But other than that, some of the duties are writing work orders, walking around the building, making sure everything's okay, and just weekly duties that we have to do. It's a full-time job.
With all these activities, how do you go about managing your time?
You know, that's a good question, because sometimes I don't do a very good job of it. But the fact that everything is scheduled out, like we have dance every night from 8:30 to 10, excuse me. So I already know that that's set aside for dance. RA, I'm on duty every Sunday, so that's set aside for RA. If it's pretty much scheduled for me, and I just follow along. If not, then I'm just asleep in my room waiting for the next activity.
What's the best thing about SAU?
The best thing about SAU, people are going to think I'm stupid, but I like the cafeteria. I don't care what anybody says. Only because it's so convenient. I mean, the food, it's okay, but it's the convenience. The Greek life at SAU is great. There's really a whole lot of benefits to SAU.
Okay, well, me and DeCarlo would like to thank you for coming on our show today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this edition of the SAU Report.